I'm just gonna be going over like a demonstration of how you guys should be teaching. Like a lot of you probably know Scratch, but like it might be your first time actually like teaching a class to kids before. And so like most of the kids that learn Scratch are like second to fourth grade. So you can sort of expect the students to be in that age range. And just as I'm going through the demonstration, I might pause sometimes to like tell you like certain problems that are common that I see that are common when I'm teaching, and just you can just keep those in mind. So give me one sec. So today, I'll just be showing you guys like how to get into CS first and doing like a little part of a CS first lesson here for me. Okay. So before we get started, all of the Scratch lessons or all the Scratch classes are on CS first. And before the coding camp starts, we're going to give you a class code and a teacher code. And you're going to give the class code. You're going to sign in to our class with the teacher code, and that gives you access as a teacher to our camps. And the class code you're going to give to your students. So on the very first day, okay, now we'll start like I'm actually teaching in the class. So hi, welcome to today's Scratch lesson. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get started on CS first. And let me just send you guys the link to CS first. And one really good thing to do when you're teaching classes with younger kids is, or just any class in general, is you don't have to make them like talk all the time, but like you can tell them to give you like a thumbs up when they're ready or anything like that. And I think that's the most effective because a lot of kids don't want to actually talk. Okay. So if if you guys are all on the CS first screen, you're gonna go to the upper right-hand corner, and you should be able to see the blue sign in button. And so just make sure to click on the blue sign in button. And you should be able to see these two screens. I mean, not these two screens, these two buttons. One should say I'm a student and I'm a teacher. And you're going to wait for them to get there. So you're going to click on I'm a student, and then you're going to click on sign in with CS first. And then you're going to put the class code in the chat, and then they can just put the class code in. So, okay, I'm not going to do that right now, but okay. So after you put in the class code, you're going to they're going to give you a username, and each student is going to get a username and a password is randomly generated by the CS First website. And it's really important for you guys to remind them to like write it down somewhere, because a lot of the time they forget their username or their password or both. And you don't want to keep on making like a new account every time. So just make sure to remind them to write it down. And also remind them that they don't need to make a new account every time. I had some students last time who would make a new account every single time that they joined. Okay, so once you guys, oh, and you guys are all going to sign in through a teacher account. So you guys are not going to sign in as students. So yeah, let me sign in. Okay, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a game design lesson. So, okay. So this is what the teacher dashboard looks like. And you can go to the units and you can see the game design unit. And today, just as a demonstration, I'll show you guys how to do the racing game. So Okay, now I'll start like I'm teaching the class. So today we're going to be doing the lesson 2 racing game in the game design unit. And once you guys are all at the game design unit, we're going to press the blue start button, but we're going to watch all the videos together. So make sure that you guys don't watch the videos on your own. We're going to watch them all together. And so at this point, you're just going to watch the video together. Make sure you have your sound on for screen share. Okay. And so this is after you finish watching the video. So on the right side of the screen, you should be able to see the Racing Game Starter project under the link section. So under the blue part, you should be able to see Racing Game Starter project. And you're going to click on that. And you should come to this screen. So, okay. So when you're actually telling them how to do stuff, at the end of each video, this is not a good example. So at the end of each video, there's gonna be like sort of instructions on what you should do for this part of the lesson. And basically you're just gonna guide them through each one. And since these kids are really young, you might want to use a lot of like symbols and colors. So what I do is I feel like if we're doing this example, then I'd say, so first on the left side of your screen, you should be able to see a bunch of little circles, and you're going to click on the fourth yellow circle. It should say events. And when you click on it, you're going to drag out the second block. It should say when space key pressed. And we're going to drag out 3 of these actually, because we want one for moving forward, turning right, and turning left. So 3 of these blocks. For one of them, you're gonna click on the little down arrow, and you're gonna press up arrow. And you're gonna do the same thing for the other 2, but for the other one, you're gonna put right arrow, and for the last one, you're gonna put left arrow. And so you guys can all give me a thumbs up when you guys are all done. So if you guys are all done, I'm going to go back to the first circle. It's blue and it says motion, the blue motion circle. And I'm going to drag out the first block. It says move 10 steps. And I'm going to just attach it underneath to the when up arrow key pressed block. And I'm going to drag out the second blue block. It should say turn right 15 degrees. And I'm going to put that underneath the when right arrow key pressed block. And finally, I'm going to drag out the third block in the motion menu. And I'm going to attach that to the when left arrow key pressed block. Okay, so at this point, you're probably going to have to go slower than what I did just now because these kids are young. They probably can't go as fast as this. And you want to check up on them a lot, like after every video, just make sure that they give you a thumbs up. And you can also ask questions. Yeah, it's best to ask a lot of questions because they learn a lot from you asking questions. And oops. And once you're all done with your class and everyone has finished their project, I like to have people share their projects. So if we have time, like at the end, I ask them to show their projects. Like they share their screen and they show what they've been doing. And especially the game design unit, it's pretty fun to do. And the kids like the game design unit a lot. So yeah. Let me think of some more problems. A lot of problems are with them, like their mic's not working and like they can't hear, or they have trouble signing in, or their screen share doesn't work. if it's like mic or audio problems, um, usually their parent comes and helps them, but sometimes I have to sort of guide them through the chat. And it's important that you keep your eyes on the chat because they do type in the chat a lot. And if they have problems signing in, then if you have a TA in your class, then one thing you could do is you could move your TA and the kid with the problem signing in, and you could just put them two in a breakout room together, and your TA can just help that student sign in, and then they can come back and you can continue the lesson. Those are some of the biggest problems that I noticed. So just overall, you have to go pretty slow. Just make sure that they're keeping up and ask a lot of questions, like do the thumbs up thing. I think it works pretty well. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you for that. Does anyone have any questions to ask Eva before we head off for the night? All
I have
right.
a question.
Oh yeah.
So how do we know which like lesson to go into?
So before the camp starts, we're going to send out a curriculum of both the Python and the Scratch. And so let me actually get the document up. So this is the Scratch curriculum for what we did this last in the last coding camp. And so each week it's like a lesson that you have to do, and it sort of explains what you should do. And there's a beginner, sometimes the younger kids are in the beginner class and the sort of older kids are in the intermediate class, and sometimes it splits up like that. But yeah, each week we give you a lesson to do.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right, then if there are no other questions, then thank you everyone for coming out once again. Make sure to jot down your service hours for today, and I'll see you guys all next week.